talking about streaming and you being an introvert, you mentioned that earlier, so I'm going to combine the two now. When you first started streaming, or even now, is it hard for you to stream? Is it difficult because you're an introvert? Or is it like, because now you're talking about dancing in front of the camera, and which sounds weird, it's not weird, but different ideas and doing different voices. Is that hard for you ever? Do you ever feel like a challenge?
I mean, when I first started streaming, it was really hard for me because you have all this stuff like set up, and you're like, I'm talking to people I don't even know, and like I don't know what I'm doing. Like, what do I even talk about? Now it's a lot easier. Like I like to call it, it's diarrhea of the mouth. Whatever you're thinking, just shoot it straight out and just like say it. Because like that's how a lot of streamers kind of do it. They're like, oh yeah, like here I am playing this game. They're like, oh, by the way, like just one day I just like happened to be walking across the street and there was this dog just chasing this car for some odd reason, and like it tends to be a lot easier. I never really thought that being introverted was kind of difficult for me. I think my type of being introverted is like it takes a lot for me to get out of the house. Like I really don't want to get out of the house and make the effort to go see people. And I felt really bad that I did that to a few of my friends because I was even hanging out with one last night. And he's like, yeah, I was actually really mad at you around that time. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. So I definitely got a lot better as soon as I moved. But yeah, I guess just like kind of starting out because I even watched YouTube videos of like how to stream, and the first thing that almost everybody that I watched was like, do not look at your viewer count. They're like, because it's either gonna, yeah, I might psych you up, but most of the time it's gonna bring you down because you're gonna be like, oh man, like I have like one viewer, like I'm talking to this one person, what do I even talk to them about? Like, do they find me interesting? So I never looked at my viewer count, and I was just like, okay, you can do this, Angel. What do you want to talk about today? I have no idea. Sometimes I talk about not even knowing what I'm talking about. It's like it was a rough start, but now it's definitely a lot easier. And I think, to be completely honest, Twitch has gotten me a little bit like less introverted. I've definitely been getting out of the house more, definitely wanting to meet people, and I'm going to TwitchCon. So yeah.
There you go. I mean, it's like the introvert's like dream. It's like you all come into one place and now you have to talk to each other.
Pretty much. It's just like, hey, going.
Well, it's always interesting because whatever the case may be, if you're introverted or you don't like interacting with people, whatever the case may be, it's always interesting because now you're a streamer, and even with these interviews, people are like, oh, I've never done an interview. Oh, I stumble over my words. I don't know, and it's like you're just so comfortable in front of the screen. It's like I don't even think about it now properly. It's just like
oh, never, never worried about it.
Which leads me into my, you kind of hinted towards it, but what would be one of your like biggest tips as a streamer for people who want to stream or think about streaming?
I mean, if you want to do it just to stream, there's a lot of great people out there in the Twitch world. But just stay positive. Like, so what? You had one or two viewers. That's one or two viewers you probably didn't have before, or maybe you got a few more followers. It's like for Twitch streaming, always be on the positive side, which is, why people, when they come into my stream, I'm always trying to be super bubbly, super kind, just being super upbeat, because it's Twitch streaming. You're streaming and you're meeting new people and you're having fun and playing these games, and, it's all of these people that may may have similar interests with you, or just wanting to know like who you are, what you're doing, or what you're about. So yeah, just like, it may seem super cliche, but just stay positive.
Yeah, that's a good tip. I don't know, like I don't really stream. I used to stream, not so much anymore. So makes sense. It's hard, and like you said, the viewer count is a big thing. Like don't bring yourself down. Just
Don't even look at it.
But-
Just close that tab. Close down the dashboard. It's not even, you don't even need it unless you're like changing games, which you can do anywhere else. Just don't even look at that.
You could even use your bot if you really wanted to. Just
Yeah.
there.
Long story short, they will come. Just be patient.
Exactly. Patience is key. So, going into a different topic, I guess a more controversial topic. Oh man, here we go with the more controversial things. You as a girl streamer, do you feel like it is more difficult for you? Do you feel like you are at a disadvantage for other streamers who've kind of set the name up as a girl, quote unquote, gamer or streamer?
I mean, I have had this conversation in the past with a lot of different people. I think that being a girl gamer and starting out is very tough. You know, you're gonna ban a lot of people because, you know, they'll walk in, they'll be like tits or GTFO. And it's like, really, like you're gonna be that like annoying to say that and stuff. It's like, even if you have those rules set up on chat, which, you know, it's gotten a lot better now that I'm, you know, having a decent viewership with people who I know. So a lot of them are like, even if somebody comes in and says that, they're like, oh, come on. Like, I have like a wave of followers who are like, come on, dude, like, really, stop it. Otherwise they get insta banned. So like they kind of, I don't tolerate it whatsoever because I think it's wrong. And it's like, you know, some random person going into a guy's stream just like, oh, you know, show me your junk or get out of here. And it's like, really? You went through all of that to do that? So, I mean, being a girl streamer, it can be hard, especially when a lot of people are trying to see you as like, as they call it, a titty streamer. So it can be really difficult because I think I'm pretty good at some video games and I would love to show people that and show people my skill. So it can definitely be hard, and it can be hard for guys too. Like, I think, you know, we may have a disadvantage sometimes, but even if it's like, I think guys are also like have problems getting in there and starting streaming because, you know, if they think like they're diamond in League of Legends, there's so many League of Legends streamers that you're just right at the bottom, and it's very hard to get viewers because, you know, you've got like all these big guys from LCS playing all the time. You're just like, oh man. But yeah, I think verbally it's like girls can be at a disadvantage. It's definitely difficult. And it's definitely more difficult to keep a viewership just because people are like, oh, it's a hot girl, you know, I'll hit follow and then I'm good. So that's where I think it's kind of hard for us because, yeah, we might get the follow, but we're not getting your view. You may be in there for like 2 minutes and then you're done. So you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm following all these girl streamers. So I think we can be at a disadvantage, but I feel like it's also kind of even, just in different areas.
Very interesting take there. Do you feel like the bigger streamers or the quote-unquote titty streamers, you know, kind of affect your stream or affect the community in a positive or negative way?
I mean, in the end, I don't judge them. Like, you know, if you want to do that, or even if you don't notice it, and just happens to be something that you do, like, that's all you. I'm not going to be like, oh man, like, what? That's what. Oh God, all she does is show her tits. No, it's like everybody gets their views in their own way. You know, personally, I don't go that route because that's just not who I am, or like that's just nothing that I find appealing to myself. But you know, I think it can be a little bit difficult, like I said, because of the comments. Like, people are expecting that, or, you know, kind of hinting at that for all girl streamers, and you don't have to do that. Like, you just you gotta stay positive and do your own thing and do what's right for you. Don't just try to be like every other streamer, because you're a unique person and you should be able to do what you want and what you think is cool, and you'll get viewers for that because it's your own thing. So I think it could affect like the girl part of the community, but you know, there'll always be a problem with that. So yeah.
Makes sense. So yes, for the most part. So now Twitch has implemented, you're actually going to be my first, but Twitch has now implemented this affiliation partnership, and you're my first affiliated streamer. I did have Force on here in the past. Force yet again getting another shout out. Come on, dude, get out of here. This is not your time. But yeah, jeez, so needy. Such a typical male streamer. God. Hey, but no, in all seriousness, it's a new thing implemented on Twitch. You recently have been affiliated with Twitch. How does that make you feel? Can you kind of go through the process? Is it like, from what I've read, it's just kind of like Twitch is like, hey, you're invited. It's not like something you can sign up for.
So Twitch, like, I think personally emails you after you have like these guidelines. I can't remember the guidelines at the top of my head right now, but they're kind of low end, and I think it's kind of more they're trying out like how this affiliate program will work. And I know in the future they're hoping to give like the Twitch affiliates like one subscriber button or like emote that you can have, which I'm super excited about. Everything about the Twitch affiliate system, I know Twitch people who are partnered with Twitch are a little salty, and I can understand where they're coming from because like bit cups, so people can, instead of just donating, they can donate bits, which is super exciting. So I know a lot of streamers who were partnered was like, well, that was like a partnership exclusive, like, there were kind of off things here and there that like not partnered people could do, but it wasn't that big of a deal. So being able to get bits and hopefully in the future just getting like one emote, like I'm really excited. I think it's an amazing idea because I was taking like a month off from streaming because I was just like, there's a lot going on in my life. And I kind of sat back and I was like, I work as a barista. I was like, I love my job and I love the people I work with and I make pretty decent money. I was like, I could see myself being a barista and like, living comfortably. And getting that Twitch partnership or getting that Twitch affiliate was eye-opening, and it was a game changer, and it kind of reminded me like what I wanted in my like life goals. Because when I started Twitch streaming, I was like, I want a partnership because I want this to not only be my job, but because I love it so much, like I want to work for this and I want to, always be around my followers and my viewers and everything. So it was kind of like the affiliate system like snapped me back into reality and said, you don't want to just be a barista. This is your dream and you want to keep going for it. And I was like, you know what? Like, why did I even think that in the first place? I was like, this is what I want. I gotta do this. And so getting bits, like I get super excited and I'm like, yeah, I got biddies. Like, this is awesome. And so even in the future, if I see somebody in another stream using my emote, whenever we get those, like I'm going to get super excited. Everything about it. Like, I get 2 thumbs up from me, Twitch.
So, not to dwell too much on the process here, do you think the process is easier, harder? I think that was the biggest, I guess, complaint. A lot of people were like, oh, this is really easy, like anybody can get this.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty easy to get it. It's just like, as soon as you do get it, like it's really exciting, but you have to go through not really like a long process, but you got to do like, money things and like typing your address and all this stuff. It's like, I think doing the paperwork is more difficult than getting the affiliate system because they're like, oh yeah, you got this done, but now you have to wait here, which I don't know if they fixed it by now, but I was sitting there for like 45 minutes waiting for this thing to process through, and I was like, oh, it normally takes like 10 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes. I was like, I've been sitting here for 45 minutes and I got stuff to do today. So it was definitely a little bit irritating. But like, yeah, the affiliate system is pretty easy to get right now. I don't know if they'll change that in the future, but I mean, regardless, it's, not affecting too many people because those people are probably already affiliates and, all the more to them. So I think it can also get people, like more people into Twitch streaming if they're able to get an affiliate.
Makes sense. I'm not too familiar with the process or how, I just know there's requirements, but I'm not too knowledge on the requirements off the top of my head. But the last, I guess, question I have for the affiliate program, do you believe this is a good stepping stone? Do you believe that Because it sounds like you want to be a partnership one day and actually have like full-on sub button, not just be affiliated with Twitch. Do you think this will help people or help you specifically help with the process a little bit, or do you think it's still going to be a very rigorous process to get to that next level?
I mean, I think it's going to be a little bit more tough because being able to get an affiliate is, like I said, it's pretty easy. Like it's not that hard, which, you know, I thoroughly support the affiliate system. I think it's an amazing idea, and I think it's really great that they're doing this. But I think it's also going to be really hard to be able to see people who are dedicated to getting a partnership, whereas, you know, some others might just be doing it just for fun, and just out of the blue want to apply for a partnership. Because I know there's a lot of streamers that I follow who are working so hard, and I know a lot of them work a lot harder than me because, you know, they're doing all these jobs and streaming until like 2 a.m. in the morning. And I'm just like, oh man, I'm so tired, but I really need to get this partnership. I really need to grind for it. I think it's going to be a little difficult for them to spot like who's like doing that for the dedication and who's like really striving for it. But I'm also worried that they may take the I guess regulations or requirements to become a partnership, and I think they might up it up again. And it's a little worrisome for me because they did change it, I think, back in February or something to something a little bit lower. So I'm really hoping that, you know, it doesn't change anything too dramatically. So yeah, I'm a little worried, but I think the affiliate system is absolutely amazing. And, you know, I can't really say too many bad things about it right now.
Makes sense. Like I said, I'm not too like following with it because I am not too involved with Twitch, so it's like, it's not something I worry about. But I am happy for you and other people that I know that got affiliates, and I think it's a good stepping stone also. It shows that Twitch is kind of working more with their streamers. From a viewer point, that's a different story, but we're not gonna get into that there. So
Yeah.
The people want to know though, if this is true, you're going to get one sub button or one emote. What's this emote? We got to know.
Oh man. Well, I mean, it's gotta be my own little trademark, and I don't have like a little logo yet. So I actually am talking to a friend who is hopefully going to make a cute little bunny emote with a crown on it. So yeah, we're hopefully gonna have like just like a little bunny with like maybe a king's crown or something. I don't know, gender neutral crown. Is that what people are saying nowadays? Gender neutral. But anyways, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to getting a bunny with a crown because it is my channel, Queen of Buns, and, you know, my bun army. So every time somebody follows, they're part of the bun army.
There you go. And the last question that I think I have for Twitch is, of course, the most important question. 5 years' time, I know that's a long time. We could even bump it up to 10. But in 5 years' time, where do you see yourself with Twitch? I know we kind of hinted towards it, but...
I know, like, what I'm striving within this next year is I'm hoping to get a partnership by next summer, which is going to be a huge, like, it's going to be a lot of work. But after that, like, as soon as I start getting that going and everything, by next summer, I'm going to be moving closer to the state I'm near. Just because, like, that was my original goal since I was in high school. I wanted to move to this specific city. And so I'm going to move there. And I'm going to be making sure that's going to have, like, pets and everything, so I can get a cat. And Twitch streaming is going to be, like, hopefully my regular job. Because I love everything about it. I can be myself, and I can set my own hours, which I think is great. I don't have to worry about, like, my streaming affecting anybody, you know, like, with anything around me. So Twitch is basically going to be, like, this, like, center point of my, just, like, my future. And hopefully, like, you know, as I'm saying, like, all these things, I'm really hoping it works out as flawlessly as I'm thinking it in my head, which it might not, and that's totally okay. But we're definitely going to get that point where definitely going to be a partnership. Hopefully my only job, and just being able to stream as much as possible.
So you see this as your like full-time job, pretty much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh man, I love it. It's the dream job.
Oh, that's true. Playing video games. Oh man, I'm jealous. Uh, Not to backtrack a little bit, you lagged a little bit during that part where you wanted to move. You wanted to move to which city again?
Oh, it's called Minneapolis.
Oh,
It's in Minnesota. So yeah.
I figured that's what you said, but you lagged, so I just wanted to make sure.
Sorry about that.
No, you're okay. You're fine. Skype does that. You know, it is what it is. So 5 years time, that's exciting. Do you think it'll be weird? I know it's hard to say now, but in 5 years time, you wake up and you don't have to go anywhere. Your job is to just log on to League of Legends and just rain the salt down on people.
I think it'll be crazy. I think being able to wake up and say, I don't have like I don't really see Twitch as a job right now, but some people do. So like saying I have a secondary job that I need to go to, just being like, well, I'm in my pajamas and I got my cup of coffee. Let's start streaming. You know, I think it'll be crazy, and I'll get that that stupid grin on my face every morning. Like, I could do this for like the rest of my life. Here's my coffee. Let's start. No, it's definitely going to be absolutely amazing, and it's like what we talked about for being friends, like talking, like meeting people through the internet. Like, I'm gonna wake up and some days I'm just gonna be like, wow, this is actually my job. This is crazy. So yeah.
It's pretty insane. And let's be honest here, you won't have a cup of coffee because no streamer's a morning streamer. As soon as you get it as a full-time job, you're gonna be like, I slept until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You can't fool me.
I mean, you can have coffee at 8 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's true. It'll be a late night. Well, it depends on how caffeine affects you, but